Hello and welcome everyone to this next episode of us taking on the main story of Dragonfable. The best part? We are almost caught up on what is going on. Because this week's release is only in the next part of the Proclamation War. So, as we take on this last part of the Emptyvale Proclamation War, we could go ahead and do some Christmassy stuff. Since that is what is available right now. That looks pretty. That looks very much pretty enough. Now then, let us go ahead and gather to fight in the Royal Resistance. Quest right now, Ambition's Crossroads. Let's go. Lady Jania, I take it that you have recovered from your exertion during the Titan attack. Swordhaven owes you a great debt. Should you require any aid, it shall be yours. I am well, thank you, my queen. I apologize for my moment of weakness. But you summoned me for a reason, did you not? Yes. Unfortunately, without your ministrations, Princess Brittany's health has been declining. While I understand that you're eager to assist in the rift problem, may I ask that you remain here in Swordhaven? It would be my honor. However, may I ask for more funding toward the research projects of the Rose? May I ask what exactly this research is for? As I am sure you are no doubt aware, I recently spoke to Kara of the Vin. She opened my eyes to new possibilities that I should like to pursue if you would allow me. Did she now? I would ask that you give me some time to deliberate on this. I understand. By your leave, I shall tend to Princess Brittany before returning to the Ivory Tower. Yes, that would be best. That went oddly well. And that's why I dislike this mouse. Ambition's Crossroads. My queen, would you have me investigate personally? I would appreciate it, Serge. I must know what Lady Chania and the Rose are planning. And we're back in my favorite area. That one was closer. No sign of any trouble yet, though.
Greetings, Jaina. How
Out goes the watch! Huh? Oh, hi, Prince Yulin. Nothing significant to report. The storm seems to be slowly getting closer, though. A few measly stray bolts of lightning is hardly a storm. Why, back in the manufactory, the rolls of thunder herald the hammer of the forges. Now, that is a true storm. The heartbeat of the city, harnessed and rhythmic. And the ticking of infinite gears, and the whirs of machinery. You must really miss your home, huh? I can't let down my subjects. They trust me, believe in me, depend on me. It is my responsibility, my burden to bear. For none else can, or will. Is there really that much pressure on you? Oh yes, the manufactory demands much, and in return, the Lagom and the other denizens prosper. Only the best could ever hope to pull the right strings, turn the right cogs, and keep the manufactory from crashing into a grinding halt. And I am the best! You're certainly very proud of yourself. As I should be, and as I endeavor to stay. Not many would rise up like that. Wake up! Wake up! We're under attack! To arms! No waste of time, Yulin. Yulin, stay close. Yulin? Where did he... The camps have to take priority. I hope Yulin can stay out of trouble. Yeah. 10 attackers remaining. Golden Hand to the left and Rosenfin to the right. This is, you know, the way to the Golden Hand part of the camp. Stone. So, let's show this one. Select this one, which is apparently stone, as I found out last week. And now, let's work against them. I always thought that that was nature, so that was rather annoying to see that I had been wrong like that. And yes, these lightning strikes, yeah, that's what I was searching for. These lightning strikes do in fact hurt you. Let's hope that this is enough damage. Not enough. Really? And a stomper to take care on this side of the camp. And this here is the last batch that we have to face, I believe. Ah, they got through. That is the most annoying part, really, about the Lagoms. They actually only require one to fully hit. Sometimes they also just, for some reason, take two. Or have to individually correctly hit to mark a target. That was a mistake. I was supposed to shield myself. And with that, we have taken out all the attackers on the Golden Hand side of the camp. It's locked up tight. The Golden Hand aren't taking any risks, it seems. Here, a spotter fighting. But yeah, so there are multiple things going on at this time, and there's some very interesting ones. And here, with the wind, Kara and Ritha are properly fighting and defending. And we relieve their burden just a bit by doing this. Kara and Ritha, should have everything in check here. Yeah, Kara is easily tearing apart that one. And with, well, she's holding off a stomper on her own. A shocked rake is easily taken care of. Those were never big threats. Whoops. Well, they have it well in hand here. Luckily, we can help. Just a bit. Now this isn't good. What's Thursday doing alone, without Raven? Is everyone safe? What happened? It seems like they surround us in night. Is everyone... Wait. Has anyone seen Raven? We got separated in battle. I've looked everywhere, but I can't find any sign of her. Ostromir is missing as well. Ritha. Time is of the essence. Understood. I'll begin the search with Artnia as once. And where is our guest, Prince Yulin? I was talking to him right before the attack. Has no one seen him since? Grandmagus Hansa, Vseslava, Chena, we must act fast. Agreed. Thursday, head back to the camp and start organizing a search party. At once, our Grandmagus. I will retreat to my shelter and order the knights to help with the search. Good. If our missing allies were captured, then they couldn't have gone too far yet. Alright then. Come on, Fluffy. Fluffy? Oh, no. This way, Papa. Slow down, Flappy.
A moment, Lynn. I believe we've reached our destination.
But what? We're still in the middle of frost. Oh! Hello. Are you friends with Flappy too? Greetings, young one. This eyeball who you have named Flappy is indeed one of my friends. As for you...
Blow Mage, you've been spying on me. Why?
I had my suspicions, but it's true then, Amadeus. Saboteur. Valen.
You will call me Amadeus.
Amadeus is this then. Come, come. You two must be tired. And the orange ring. We'll have to treat it. You can help, Papa? I certainly can. And what should I call you? I'm Lynn. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lynn. I am Warwick. Now, if the two of you will follow me, the entrance to my tower is just this way.
Lynn, stay by my side and touch nothing.
What just happened? Where are our friends? And we get a Lagom gear circuit. We have chassis frame. Gear circuit. We already have a Titan visage. And now all of these. Well then. First off, let's go ahead and sell some while we look at the new weaponry. Or rather, returning. These are the antithesis weapons. They're not the best. They aren't poor. And they have some of the strongest stat bonuses for your main attack type. Literally. The strength plus 50 isn't equaled in any weapon, I believe. I quite like that they actually are returning. But yeah, these switch effect on hit. They switch damage type on hit, I mean. So first hit they will do ice, then they will do fire. And that's how they switch. They're very pretty actually. Just nicely designed. The other type that is returning is the Winter Shawl and the Winter's Harbinger. These are very pretty. And the Winter Harbingers are an ancient order of Ice Knights. Well, not much remains of their order. A few artifacts have been uncovered and repaired by Tereslex. You might or might not remember Tereslex as the elf that works with Sir Leon, I believe. And yeah, this one is quite interesting. And then of course, these ones were here last week as well. With this, the Zephyrus Scythe. Now then, grinding gears.
So, an ungrown dragon and 2 humans. This is all you have to show from your unplanned expedition? It seems your brother was right to send his forces to retrieve you. We can only hope that you didn't share too much with the defenders during your infiltration. They suspect nothing, although with my absence, I think... You think? Your thoughts have put the entire colonization effort in jeopardy. Leave the thinking for your betters, for the sake of the manufacturing. With all due respect, you underestimate their defenders. If you don't pursue a more diplomatic route, the Beyond may end up, well, beyond us. Enough! As the hammer strikes the ingot, so too must we strike in their paltry defenses. All has gone well until now, until you could not contain your winds. The static has been building long enough. The thunderbolt will fall. Let your elder brother deal with this campaign, little prince. You can dream your fantasies, but do not get in his way again. Understood, father. The prisoners have been brought to the dungeon. Prince Yulan may do with them as he wishes, but only after we establish our foothold. Is that clear, Prince Yulan? Yes, father.
How could Yulan do this to us?
I told you so.
I trusted him.
Open the cage, Ostromir. It will be fine, Ostromir.
Unless...
Look at how cute the invading enemy is, Ostromir.
You don't suppose he has some sort of plan, do you?
Nobody ever listens to Ostromir.
There has to be something. Some plan. There has to be something.
I would not expect so.
Well, can't we do something then? They left us with our gear. We're not bound. Maybe they don't think we're a threat. Can you get this door open, Magister?
And if I could?
We, Fluffy and I, could fight our way out.
Out? Do you even know where we are?
Not stupid. We must be in the manufactory, which means that we're on the other side of the Proclamation Rift.
Which means we don't know where the rift is on this side either.
We'll find it. Nothing will stop us, right, Fluffy?
Right! My human is counting on me.
Save your energy.
You lazy Magister. All talk, no action. Come on, Fluffy. Let's break our way out.
Yeah! Well, I tried.
You too, Fluffy.
At least they're trying. All you Magisters do is use others. Can't do anything for yourself.
What is it that you have against me? I am being reasonable, logical.
The
Magisters, you made me and my parents flee from the Empire, from my home.
And seeing as you channel magic.
Yeah, everyone knows the stories. The children who manifest magical abilities are taken from their people and families by the Magisters.
That's the shapeless wheels.
Don't give me that. My father was a scholar in the Enchanters Guild. He heard the whispers of the Magisters, even if he was supposed to forget what he heard. And my mother, she was an assassin, and since the assassins are in the employ of the Magisters, she knew.
An enchanter scholar and an assassin. I remember that case. Caused some concern among the Magisterium when they vanished. So, they thought they would lose a child. That explains much.
We fled, bought the passage from some smuggler, spent all we had. If it weren't for the Magisterium, for you, we wouldn't have had to flee. They would.
Enough. Such painful memories are not for.
They'd still be alive!
I understand why you blame the Magisterium. Although, I'm afraid your parents had nothing to fear.
What are you saying? Were they wrong then? Was I not going to be taken?
Oh, you most certainly would have been conscripted. And with your natural ability, yes, I imagine you would have succeeded.
Speak plainly. Would I have been able to stay with my family?
No, your parents would have never knownly seen you again. That much is true. But you would have seen them, protected them, watched them grow old. As a Magister. Surely, in their positions, they could have known, could have learned, even if they were not supposed to.
And that's the same to you, is it?
They could have been silently proud. It has been known to happen, though rarely.
And you? Do you remember your family? Do you protect them? Is being a Magister really everything you claim it to be?
My parents are lumberish out in the countryside. As far as I know, they're well and happy. I have a younger sister now, too, who owns a stall in the forest. I visit sometimes. She has no idea who I am, of course, nor should she. The Magisterium is a family, the second family to me, united by the will of the Shapeless. And I do my duty for the sake of the Shapeless, for the Empire, and all who reside within.
And that's supposed to make me feel better?
You asked. I answered. For what little it may be worth to you, I am sorry for what happened to your family. Such tragedies are never our intentions.
Intentions or not, they're caused by your actions. You steal children from their families, raise them to be monsters, and then do nothing when it matters. I'm getting out of here, with or without you. Preferably without.
After you then, Clara, Raven.
Clara.
Your mother's title. From what I've seen of your skills and ferocity, you have more than earned it. I cannot undo the actions of the past, but allow my actions in the present to prove my intent.
Just don't get in the way. Ready, Fluffy? Let's go already!
And so we can see that Yulin is going that way, but we will go this way first. Now, we have a ridiculously powerful class here, and unfortunately we can't use that one normally. Like, this class will never be used by the dragon outside of these individual fights. This here is a great fight that ends in a lot of snacks. A full heal, basically. These are ice weakness, so let's elementalize towards that. But yeah, this class, this very specific class, is not used by any dragon that we can get in normal gameplay. And this one is back to water. Oh yeah, that one is the ultimate ability, basically. And this is just, sorry about that, a generic heal. Hold it. I think that is Yulin.
Yulin, wait! Where are you going?
No. This one... shock enemies. Target. Marked. And an explosion for a crit. So yeah, I actually like this because right here we play as Fluffy and Raven follows the pet mechanic of running behind you. Do you think he might be leading us out? Another fight you can go if you wish. I don't wish to do that though. Also, whoops on getting the wrong element again. I forgot to switch this the first time I did this all too. Now with this though, we can actually deal some really good damage here.
The passageway seems to be too small for Raven and Nostromo. You'll have to find another way around.
this purple stuff probably isn't safe to touch. What a sight. So yeah, we see the outside of the manufactory. It is all industry.
We're almost here. Elon, wait for us.
Now then, let's grab the full heal. Because that one actually has a funny description as well. An amazing bouquet of food set out for the Thunes. Devour, full heal, HP and MP. Ostromir, what and Raven watch on in awe, and maybe horror, as you eat every last bite. Delicious and decisive. Let's see. Delicious and excessive is what it said. This one is water, elementalized towards ice, deal damage to all foes. Now we're using water to crit. Deal with the Seeker, and the Thune is dealt with by doing this. Yep, and that's definitely the rift. It seems Jurgen was leading us to it.
I told you he had a plan.
So you did. Well done, Hardag, Raven, Fluffy. We should pass with haste before more Lagons show up.
You're bound to be on the other side too. Can I trust you to at least remember the way while Fluffy and I fight our way through?
Remember the... Ah, yes. I see. It will be done.
Charge!
And yes. Right now, we have to use the base class.
I think we're getting closer to the rift. The air feels strange.
We are in this
atmosphere.
I can sense it as well. It's almost blinding.
I don't know what we will stumble upon on the other side, so remember, this is strictly a recovery mission. Sightseeing will have to...
Wait.
Jaina, someone is coming. More Lagons? No, it's... Jaina! Fluffy! Ow! And then I deftly spun through the air, creating an opening for the dragon and Raven while Ostromir cowered in the corner.
I did not cower.
He definitely cowered. I'm just glad you're all safe. Raven, report. Yes, ma'am. During the surprise attack on the camps, it seems Ostromir, Fluffy and I were herded by the flow of battle to be separated from everyone else. That was my doing. I thought my soldiers to capture you three. You were the ones who cared about me the most, so I knew if I got into trouble, you wouldn't hesitate to help.
I would not call it caring so much as unwavering suspicion. And yes, those are the three that will keep a watch on Ostromir. On Yulin, I mean, if you aren't part of Vind. If you're part of the Vind, you keep watch over Yulin. Otherwise, it's Raven and Ostromir.
Sure. You couldn't keep your eyes off of me. The dragon, too. I think I was just hungry. My plan was flawless.
Anyway, after we were captured, we were tossed and turned and dragged into the ruins and eventually through the rift into the manufactory.
Wasn't it magnificent?
Sure.
After that, we were thrown into a prison cell. Ostromir helped break us free, and as we explored trying to find a way out,
You found the hero who led you to safety. It was I, Prince Yulin of Verdunda.
we followed Yelin, who sometimes seemed to be just as lost as we were.
It was an intricate path to avoid the guards.
The majority of whom we still seem to encounter.
I hope to.
Eventually, we made it back to the rift and fought our way back through the ruins.
So, thanks to Yulin's help, we now know the way to the rift.
We'll probably be prepared for an attack, but at least we will not go in blind.
Thank you, Raven. Well done, all of you.
Yulin, was this really all a point just to find the path through the ruins? This seems like a rather complicated plan.
Yeah, well...
Yulin?
So... My father, the ruler of the manufactory, may or may not be planning to invade the Beyond that is here with a massive force and a colonization effort to extend our influence and power outside of our region. And I may or may not have brought him 3 unnamed prisoners in an attempt to gain favor to stop him from doing that, but now that I've told you all this, I think I'm a traitor, and I think that means my birthright is forfeit, but it's okay because I mean... It really needs to be a prince anyway. It's not like I had people counting on mere plans for the manufactory or 20 diplomatic process planned for establishing trade and dialogue between us and the Beyond, and now those plans are probably all a mess, and now the Beyond will be colonized, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. It's okay, I'm fine.
Yulin, do you need a hug?
Yes, please.
If it is any consolation, I think your fellow Lagon were too preoccupied with Clara, Raven, and Fluffy's rampage to notice your role in our escape.
Clara, however did you manage to get on Ostromir's good side, Raven?
A long story, and not very interesting.
Make no mistake, I still don't like you. Great. And now that we're all reunited,
What is our plan?
I think it is pretty clear. We secure the portal before the Lagon can strike.
I agree, but it won't be easy, and I'm sure they'll be quick to refortify their position. Then we must act with haste. If everyone is ready, Ostromir, please lead the way.
As you say.
I'll keep an eye on Yelin. Oh no, I'll be okay. If you try to betray us again, I'll eat you. I wouldn't dream of it.
Let's do this. That rift won't know what hit it. You found your allies as well as the way to the rift, thanks to Yulin's plans. Time to secure the rift and save Doomwood.
And we get a quick weld wall paste. V91662. So yeah, Fluffy is back here.
I'm so glad you're back, Fluffy. I was so worried.
You should have seen me. I was fighting and biting and clawing and braving my way through the manufactory. Even investing in only their lives, I'm pretty sure. Slagom didn't know what hit them. It was me.
I'm proud of you, Fluffy. You're pretty much a hero, dragon hero now.
A hungry dragon hero.
We'll get to something to eat later. I'm just happy you're okay.
Then let's get going to this rifting already.
And because I forgot to do this, I'm going to read the dialogue for the camps, because that one has changed actually when they were away. After, before, okay. So let's see. Okay, during the time it is away, you are away, Vseslava has this to say.
Hey, Vseslav.
This is our character speaking.
Hey, Vseslav. I wanted to check in on you since Ostomir's missing. How are you doing? Fine. And I don't need your sympathy if that's what you're offering. I just wanted to check in. Ostomir isn't the only one that's missing. Fluffy, Yolan and Raven too. Everyone is helping with the search.
So let the underdogs search. We still have our mission to complete.
Oh, I didn't expect such a cold response. I am a magister of the Shapeless Empire, Jane. Whatever my personal feelings, my job just became much, much harder. So yes, while I am worried and I am sorry your friends are missing, I must be focused on my duty here now more than ever. Something serious is happening back home in the Empire, and here I am a world away, and now I am all alone. This job is all I can focus on. It's a much needed distraction. I see. We'll do our best to find Ostomir and everyone else. We won't rest until they're safe. Then go. Get out there. And thank you. So yeah, something sinister is happening out there. Let's look at the timeline, shall we? Something sinister is happening. Now, what exactly was happening around this time? Alright, War was killing off the Magisterium. Or rather, he's just infiltrating it, killing them off, and trying to consume the power source. Let's see what they have to say now. Hey, Jaina. Hi, Vseslava. Hi, Ostomir. We're reunited once more, eh?
Yes, it is a relief, no matter how many times I have.
Having both of us here is more efficient.
What? Right. Do not worry, Jenna. We are back to working hard.
What was it like through the rift? The manufacturing must have been something very different from what we've seen on lore, right?
The city was a...
Ostromir.
Come on, Vseslava. It would be more suspicious if it didn't share this very new and unknown information with our allies, would it not?
I suppose it will be okay. The Raven Girl and the dragon went through as well, so it will be shared regardless.
Exactly. Jaina, and the city, the manufactory, is a mechanical metal mess of gears and energy. There is an order to the chaos, though. Prince Yulin does not overstate the complications of ruling such a place, but the city itself sits on a barren, lightly scarred plain. Someone attuned to energy may find it beautiful in its own way, but it just makes my hair stand on end. Not an unusual occurrence, indeed. Yes, I know. I hope I answered your curiosity, Jaina.
One of these days, Vlaslava won't be fast enough to catch you, Mustn't you? And then I will have my knowledge.
You tease, Jaina, but I will be watching myself closer from now too. There are many secrets that are not mine to reveal.
We should go back to our preparations. Another time, Jaina. Right, we shouldn't be distracting you. Talk to you two later.
Greetings, Jaina.
And Julin, I hope your recommendations have been satisfactory. Astomir hasn't been rude, I hope.
Astomir has been distant but hospitable, although likely out of politeness than any area of care or respect. But I've encountered such before. This won't be the last.
So yeah, this is saying same, but you can now ask, how are you doing? Which is new dialogue. Is everything okay, Persian? It seems like you're going through a lot right now.
I'm stressed. I don't want to disobey my father, but I also don't want to see the Beyond colonized.
What exactly does colonization for the Lagon entail then?
Well, first we induct the populace into Lagon society. Sometimes that means violence. I think here that would be a necessity. Next, we gather resources. All of them. The manufactory demands a constant influx of fuel after all. And finally, terraform. Using energy, magic, and elementals, we change the climate and area to better fit the Lagon, and it joins the manufactory.
I don't think anyone on Lore would appreciate that.
And I don't think it's worth trying to convince you all that it is. Instead, something more sustainable may be in order. But my father refuses to listen.
Which is why you kidnapped Fluffy, Raven, and Astomir.
I was already on the run since my first expedition here wasn't exactly authorized. I had to bring something back to the show for it, but my father was unimpressed. Well, I couldn't leave my friends like that. So when I saw my opportunity, I led them to the portal to the Beyond. I wouldn't have let anything bad happen to them. My father may be strict, but he isn't cruel. The friends would not have been harmed.
Please, don't do it again, Prince Yulin. You claim to want to open diplomatic dialogue between your people and ours. Arbitrary kidnappings are never a good idea for that.
Consider your advice heeded. I have big ideas, but I clearly have much to learn.
And so, we now know what exactly has been going on. Why can't we talk with Ferdy?
So, in direct current.
Alex, we have guests. Do you mind putting on a kettle for tea?
Not at all. Who do we have the pleasure of entertaining? It's you.
Zen. So, this is where you've been hiding all this time.
Yep. What is he doing here, Warlick? Don't tell me you're turning this tower into a rehabilitation center for former villains. Who are you inviting next?
The necromancers.
Yes, Blue Mage. What is he doing here?
Calm down, both of you. You are under my road, and I won't not tolerate any ridiculousness. Let this be a new beginning. Alex, this is Amadeus.
I believe we've met before.
Amadeus, Alex.
You're looking well.
Good, good. Now that introductions are out of the way, Alex, the kettle, if you would be so kind.
Sure.
Come with me, Amadeus. You too, Lynn.
Was it guilt? Pity? What is your intention behind helping that madman?
Reminder, by the way, that Velen wasn't born when Zan went mad. Zan is older than him.
What is your intent behind helping me?
You saw him as a tool, Amadeus. A useful pawn to be played wherever you choose. But I see him as a long-lost friend who I've wronged in my arrogance and mistakes.
Guilt, then.
Certainly, but you needn't fear. From helping Alex, I've learned even more of the limitations of my abilities. As much as I can change the world around me, as much good as I intend. I can try to help, but I can't make things better. But ultimately, it is up to people to change themselves.
So, why am I here?
But that is something you must ask yourself. Surely you must have recognized Jimmy, yet you still followed.
Lynn wouldn't have it any other way, and I had nowhere else to turn. But the convenience of the situation does not escape me. You want something.
You're not wrong. I do. Let's get you taken care of first. I can stop the injury from getting worse. But I'll need Nithra's help when she returns to begin the recovery.
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Warlick.
Knew I forgot something.
Hold up. Something is not right, says Lava. Some calculations, if you would.
On it. Can't make us answer. Do you sense anything?
The amount of energy, elemental power is overwhelming. It's also blurry.
With this skill of power. Answer, you said it was blurry. So there must be some movement. It's an ambush. Stay calm. Defensive positions, please.
Keep an eye on your lip.
Vicente, I'll have you know that I... Shh.
You sure? Maybe we're just getting close to the rift?
The golden hand, Ardrum. Now that I'm looking for.
The wind agrees. There's a lot coming from all sides. Here it comes. And so we will run away because fuck doing this in the rogue as a rogue. I'm not doing that as a rogue. So, not brainstorm, color custom, cryptic, builds, load. Back. This is how I usually get here because, you know, I usually go here when there's an update. So, very quickly click through this. Since I haven't actually beaten this quest, this is not something we can actually do much about. We can't yet skip it. And now we're looking a bit better. Do I deal stone damage? Which isn't actually useful. And IA. Water. And now we can get properly started. Because this is a gauntlet. And gauntlets aren't annoying at all. No, they're not. Like a stomper. Illusion, so that they will miss everything now. That one is dead. And so is this one. Some wind of magic to keep you going. Full heal. So yeah, we got a full heal here, which is really nice actually. And so we face an attack dog. And it's probably tamer. I would guess that would be their relationship. And now we face a Lagom Gigas. And with that, we finish off the Gigas. Or rather, the first. Hello, Spark Bearer. Yeah, these are the basic mages. Deal a lot of damage and break through defenses.
The rose will not be undone, neither will you.
And so we face the boss battle. Or rather, I face the boss battle. Whoops, sorry about that. With that, the first one is down. Time to focus on the second one. Next up, attack both. And we even got onto a TL. So that means I won't have to waste a turn setting up another one in order to get full damage. The weakest of my shields. Yeah. 200 in mobility, that means that a dragon that is fully trained in mischief can still destroy it. Can still do that. Get a thingy off. A stun off. That's it. Well then, that was a perfectly timed cycle.
I believe we're safe for now.
Yes, for now, we should keep moving. Everything okay, Prince Yulin?
Yeah.
Yulin, if you know something that could help us, you need to share it. We're all working together here, right?
I'm just thinking about what might happen when we approach the raft. To me, I mean. I'm sure you all can handle yourselves, powerful as you are. Don't worry, I'll be okay.
As long as you're not plotting to kidnap anyone again. And yes, static charge everywhere.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Alright, enough chatter. This way, everyone. Quickly.
General Acanthus, it's good to see your recovery going well.
Thank you, my lady.
Do you have any word on Amadeus' whereabouts or who took him?
Regrettably not, my lady. We did find some burned remains of a small abode in the woods. It may have been a way stop for his captors.
So, it couldn't have been the Vint. Perhaps the Magisterium, then.
It would not surprise me that they might take an interest in a man of his talents.
A regrettable situation. I could use his experimental expertise at a time like this. Recall your forces. We'll just have to do without him. We can't risk drawing the attention of the Magisterium back to us.
As you say, my lady.
Make us see. What of the progress on the airship?
Well, on that topic, I have wonderful news, Archmagus. It is, for the most part, complete.
For the most part.
It turns out that Trithril is a bit more complicated to work with than we expected. The airship is serviceable, but more time would mean more safety for...
Good. Have the gnomes stand by for deployment. I assume the project you've been tinkering on with the gnomes have also gone well?
Yeah, most certainly.
Good. General Acanthus, begin consolidating any spare troops we may have.
Does this mean you found the breakthrough you required?
I've decided on a different path. Cutting a floor from the Manicorn had too many unknowns. Too many risks. But there's another way to protect the lore. I shall become its protector. I will weave a spell to allow me to control the flow of mana across the world.
But the ley lines are a flow, a series of river to be dammed, not something to push and pull at your whim.
A simple example from child's textbook. That belief is why none of our models worked when applied. Do you remember Theano, Acanthus? He was under your command, was he not?
One of my greatest failures.
He was thwarted by a brave Rose scout named Bell, who apparently exhibited an interesting phenomenon of mana. And that got me thinking. It wasn't until my dear friend Karasalema reminded me that this world is so devoid of control that it finally all became clear. If not ley lines, then what? I was told that Belle's control of her mana took the form of unraveling.
Threats! And yes, that is the fundamental makeup of this world. Not atoms, or electrons and quarks and protons and neutrons. None of that is here. It's threats.
Precisely, General Acanthus. My theory, my new discovery, is that magic is not, as been posited for mages for so many centuries, transferred across lores by ley lines. Rather, these threads of magic are what connect people, us, to the mana core. And these threads should be able to be pulled, tugged, or even cut.
An interesting theory. I believe the Magisterium has some research on the topic.
I don't need the Magisterium, and they must not suspect anything. This will work. I will weave my spell into the mana core itself by way of the fissure. Ah, but Archmagus, wouldn't that mean you would have to get close enough to the mana core? My body will be sacrificed, but if I can complete the spell, my body will have little use to me anyway. I will watch over it or protect it, nurture it. There will be no pain, no suffering. Magic will remain beautiful and untarnished.
A worthy dream, my lady. Yes, a wondrous dream, Archmagus.
And soon it will become reality. With Amadeus's help, it would have come even sooner. But we must make do with what we have, carefully, as to not draw undue attention from the Queen or the Alliance. The last thing we need is the Magisterium getting wind of our movements. You have your orders. You are dismissed.
Understood, my lady.
We'll save the world together!
What do you think, Nithera?
Well, we were able to mend the flesh, but whatever happened between you, that armor, well, I think any more than a recent wound is beyond us.
It's fine.
I can't imagine the constant pain you must be in. I have some ideas I could try.
I said it's fine. I'm used to it.
But, Warwick, does this mean Papa's now fixed?
Yes, I'm okay then.
Yay! Thanks, Mr. Warwick, Miss Nithera.
Of course, and I should mention. Of course. And I should mention, the two of you can stay as long as you like. My tower is safe. A sanctuary, should you require it.
Right.
Take some time to rest. We can talk when you're ready.
So you see, Mega Z, this device will be able to act as an efficient power source for the entire ship.
Most intriguing. And you say you just found it in some ruins?
A most lucky find, I will admit.
Fascinating. But what of its safety? Such a powerful source of elemental energy must be quite volatile.
I assure you, from my research, it is perfectly safe. Otherwise, I would keep it in my lab under the city of Swordhaven.
Indeed, indeed!
Well, can it be done?
Yes, I don't see why not.
Good. I must see it to its destination personally. Then it would not do to let such a precious artifact be attended to by lesser minds.
Absolutely not. I shall inform the gnomes of your pending arrival. I'm sure Jania will be most pleased to hear about this as well.
About that, I don't suppose I can trust you to keep this between us as friends.
Friends? I am... Well, General, I
may have been truly harsh on you in the past, and for that I apologize. Johnny clearly sees you as a Magus of formidable skill and ability, and it's about time I've opened my eyes to the same, wouldn't you say?
Formidable? That is... Yes! It's about time we got recognition for my effort.
And we know Johnny doesn't want to be bothered by all of the minutiae of the preparations, right?
By certainly not.
She wants things done, and she wants them done well, and that's what we're doing.
Yes, after all, once that plan comes to fruition, she'll find out for herself all the work we've put in for her. And there's no need for us to inconvenience her with our paltry distractions.
Precisely, my friend. Now, let us run around and do what must be done. Yes.
I will send words to the gnomes immediately. Until next time, Acanthus.
And if Jania will not do what must be done,
And here we can get the static sphere. This metal ball produced by Dragon technology makes your hair stand on end. This says it's meant to be a good luck charm, so might as well tie it to your belt, right? It's pretty good in both luck and charisma, actually. And we get the level 80 version, which is a thing locked behind the... However, I'm going to make some room by selling the Fulgurite ring and that one, so that we may have enough room to get the cloak you can get at the end of this. And yes, that is all I will say on it. And so, we can now get to Spark of the Soul, which shifts off into 2 different ones. Let me just look exactly what is needed here. Is there any change? No. There won't be any change in dialogue. Terribly sorry about that. I like the way that this dragon is so hyper detailed. And then, if my memory serves, there should be a large room a ways up ahead. Some sort of cathedral, I think. And that is where we will find our focus point.
What are their defenses like? They surely must be expecting us.
When we left, it looked like they were beginning to set up an encampment. No one really got in our way.
You knew they couldn't be stand before a prince. Former prince, that is.
They were not expecting an attack from the rift, most likely.
But with the number of ambushes and patrols we encountered along the way, I can't imagine they don't show up. I have some sort of base set up now.
Most certainly. And with my brother at the lead, it's probably quite defensible and extensible.
You
Don't have to sound proud of the enemy, Yulin. Enemy, right.
Fighting against your own is a terrible tragedy, but the coming storm threatens all of the people of Doomwood and beyond. Your actions make you a true hero, Yulin.
Not to me. Regarding our plan of attack, then, I believe a frontal assault would be the best plan of action. With Jaina and Fluffy leading the charge, we shouldn't run into anything we can't handle.
Yulin, can you give us any information about possible defenses we can expect?
We'll have lightning throwers for sure, so you want to watch your step. And we'll have to make sure to watch our backs too. But you're all so strong, so I'm sure it will be fine.
I will be counting on you to keep Zaslava and I safe.
Let's pack up and prepare for the assault then.
Luckily, there are healing pads in the middle of this. Otherwise, this would take far longer and would require me to be far more safe. Oh, and also, you know, deal with the enemy correctly. And maybe have some more of those. What are they called? Oh yeah, potions. Bought beforehand in Nibelheim. By the way, I do have a theory about why Lagons are weak to both water and fire. That's because they're also metal. And normal creatures of energy are weak to energy. But the metal they clothe themselves in that is weak to the fire. That's at least my theory. But I think it's pretty likely, given that these seem to be some sort of, well, habitation suits almost. These spark bearers are very pretty, by the way, as an enemy design. They're also just very strong, which is annoying. And they have quite a big bonus, base bonus, 15. That's big for, you know, normal creatures. And so we are almost done with this one, and then we will probably have to fight yeah, we will have to fight in waves for like 10 times, because you need the wave pieces, medals, for getting the fighting. Now, you need the wave pieces, the wave medals, for getting the reward at the end of this all. Yeah, that's not enough. No, this is, though. So yeah, many enemies. Any shared weaknesses? No, that's annoying. First, let's take care of these little ones. That was a lot of damage. And that is the last wound, almost taken care of. You know what I wouldn't mind? I wouldn't mind being able to have some of these as, you know, armor. Back to water for this one. And with that. And this. We have won the first fight. Luckily it takes a few away from the screen. Let's hope that this is enough. Almost. No, it is. Because yeah, these lagoons are quite interesting, actually, in design. Let me just look up what the others look like. Yep. They all look quite interesting. The final designs, that is. So as we face these, and we face them more and more, we will eventually get to fight Yulin's brother. And following that, I believe his father. But I might just be misremembering that. As in, I actually don't know if I'm misremembering it or not. I know that we face his brother. That much I do know. What are... Now that's nice. Well then, we start by doing the poisoning. And now we have our entire fight already. And this here is the final fight. So let's heal up, which luckily is very quick. Let's not run into any lightning thrower arcs. Target marked. Luckily, I happen to be going for stealth now. And with that, we have won. Almost ready. And now we have, in fact, won.
Out! Beyond links! I am Prince Lupin Veriton, first heir to the manufactory. Your trespass on sovereign grounds.
Prince Lupin, we're here to close the rift that threatens our world. out of respect to Prince Yulin, I'd prefer not to fight. Maybe we can come to some sort of agreement?
The traitor dares to show his face here at the command of Beyondlings now has? Hand him over, and you may leave unharmed. You have my word as prince of the manufactory.
That's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, this isn't your Lagoon politics. The rift is the issue at hand.
The rift is the heart of manufactories, and the manufactories endeavors into the beyond. It is not a negotiable piece of this.
Then we have no choice but to fight our way through to it.
Precisely.
So,
Stop! Wait! You have to listen to me. We shouldn't be fighting. If we can only establish dialogue and trade following my 20-part process. Out of the way, Rand. I'll bring you home after I deal with this rebel.
Yurlen!
Now, where were we, Beyondlings?
So, this one has effects. Charging attacks. Deal damage in deal enough instances of damage, I believe, is the effect.
Behold the power of Legum reactive armor. Damage reduction shields activated.
Luckily, that was where I go ahead and dodge. Let's see. Yep. But yeah, if you hit him too many times in the turn, he will get damage reduction. Luckily, it's like more than 2 times, I believe. Yeah, more than 2 times and he will activate it. Which hard countered all except the hardest hitting of Chaos Weaver attacks. And even then, it hard countered it. Because, you know, Chaos Weaver needs to get him below. I think it's like a 10th for his health amount compared to yours. So, yeah. You need some damage.
And he's fully charged.
I also have like minus 10 resist. Lipiness.
Impossible. Such power, such skill.
We're going to be taking control of the rift now, if you don't mind.
With such mind, it's no wonder that you were able to bring Rashiula. Such barbarity, such indignity. What manner of torture, what manner of horrendous acts must I too now endure? I wasn't brainwashed, I told you before. They definitely haven't tortured me. Beyond is an incredible place. And the warriors are brave and strong.
Also, yes, Neron can you use power to float. It's awesome. Yeah, they tried to face some. They tried to face someone
who was definitely glad for the distraction.
We get nowhere by just trying to conquer them by force. They're too powerful for that.
So Saphira had fun there. And I think Don and Lightning also had.
It's not right back home. Having been defeated, I cannot argue that my strategy was a mistake. But you know that father won't listen to you. His conquests have brought the manufacturing much glory. You'll see this as a challenge. Father will have to see for himself, and I expect he'll come around too. I would like to spare his pride the fate of mine befell, but I guess that's up to the Beyondlings. Beyondlings, if your intent is to close the rift, you'd best hurry. My word of my defeat has surely spread. And if my father is on the way... Yeah, let's go, everyone! I don't suppose one of your allies would be willing to carry me as well.
He's almost as cute as Ellen. I can't even. I just can't. Come along, Your Highness. Come along with me, Your Highness.
Great, another chattering snack. No one's offering to carry me.
Maybe if you laid off the dragon snacks, it would be easier. The betrayal. I love this look. This aesthetic is awesome. The soul and the body. The study of forbidden magics. That book is a really interesting read. Let me put it that way. It talks about the various things that can be done with forbidden magic and exactly why they're forbidden. Soul weaving. What makes the forbidden? The manipulation of the body by means of the soul, which means either the soul itself or the body is special. Flesh can be easily manipulated. Got burned or otherwise harmed. Which leaves the soul. What makes the soul so hard to... The weavers, soul threads. The threads that connect one to the mana core. Then this shapes the perspective of the Oculus disaster. The resulting overflow was not the latent power of the subject, but rather the result of forcing a conduit to the mana core. Following that logic, then the soul is therefore limited and depending on its strength. Then how does a focus stone work? If mana is passed to us from the mana core by threads, and when creating a focus stone we pass the mana to the stone, then the process used to create focus stone must be inherently manipulated to manipulating the threads of mana. A starting point to extrapolate from.
If I can figure out how to pull on these threads combined with my theoretical spellwork from before. It's for the sake of everyone, Allure. I remember Lasso. I'm sorry, Lasso, but I will remember your sacrifice.
Souls, threats, and sparks. And we get Lupin's blueprints, which is part of what we can do with the Lagomcraft. This is what we get for the Lagomcraft Protector. This one, this one, this one. Now we need the 10 proclamation pieces, and then we need the Doomwood badge for the Golden Hand. So let's just quickly do this. This is easy. These fights are always easy. It's just that you must do so many of them. That is annoying. Whoops. That was dumb. Couldn't it have gone the other way around? And so we face off against the elementals that herald from a Lagom invasion. And it makes more sense than fighting them when canonically they have already been defeated. Which is what we did last time. And we get a defense medal, which, not bad, just not what we want right now. And so then, I will continue doing this for the next 7 minutes to get enough badges to get the cape, but in the end, we will probably leave facing the boss and the quest polluting it for next stream. That's 2. And with this, we're almost there already for 3. Imagine the grind for some of the other parts that we will need to do. Because yes, there will be a grind for other parts. annoying. And with the shock wisp. So yeah, this is most of what I do when, well, for the next one actually we don't, because we don't yet have a battle area. That will come soon. Probably next week with some of the things that I've heard. Definitely not worth not switching. Five. That was overkill. Hilarious, but overkill. And yes, a single enemy means a harder boss, which means no one turn defeats unless you're Chaos Weaver. And then with this last attack we will finally bring it down, I hope. And that was with a parry. 7. That's what I feared when I saw that he had over 500 HP. Just to help him match though, when you're facing off against that. Eight. And then this one is our last. Hopefully our last, that is. We can actually rest with a new backpack in store. Yes. So then, the Lagamkraft. We now have it. Well, we have its protector. Lagamkraft protector. So, next week, Broken Circuitry 1 and 2, and Den of Duty and Dragons. I will see you all then.